Recently, Pope Francis, in a homily, said that we atheists can be redeemed. However, a day later, a representative from the Vatican City, Reverend Rosica, said that people who know about the Catholic Church cannot be saved if they refuse to enter her or remain in her. That's the Reverend's wording, not mine. So basically, according to the leader of that religion, if I be a good person, I can be redeemed. But the spokesman for the leader of the religion clarified I cannot be redeemed even if I am a good person. And if I recall, the previous leader of that religion also said I wasn't going to be redeemed either. Which leads me to ask, why the hell do I want to be redeemed? I asked that to people who believed, and the answer was pretty simple: to go to heaven after you die. Which leads me to the next question: what's the big deal about heaven? Now, I will admit the subject of what heaven is has been something that's been bothering me for a long time. Even when I believed and I was Catholic, it really bothered me. And especially now as an atheist, it really bothers me as to what people conceive heaven to be. All that I've ever heard about heaven was how wonderful it is. But really, that comes from people's guesses. There are no facts, just what people want to believe. All those beliefs without having any kind of real physical reference behind it. Now these beliefs about heaven, from what the people have told me their conception of it, doesn't sound appealing to begin with. I'm not talking about wings and harps and clouds. I mean seeing your grandmother, your dead dog, talking to famous people. It would be nice to do all that, but I'm sorry, is that it? I mean, a game of strip poker with Mae West, Marilyn Monroe, and Clara Bow in their prime sounds like a hell of a lot of fun, but after that, what then? Do they even have cards in heaven? Or clothes? Or bodies? Or language? Anyway, I decided that if I really wanted to know what the Catholic Christian heaven actually is without all the hype and the imaginations and guesses of people, I'd have to go right to the source, the Bible. So I did, and I found something interesting. I found that this heaven, this ultimate goal of a Christian, where one is supposed to go after one dies and has been redeemed, whatever that means, is described only 4 times in the Bible. First off, heaven is never described in the Old Testament. It's not until the scriptures, until any kind of description of heaven is given. Twice heaven is described in the scriptures, but very, very briefly. Matthew 18:10. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you, in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. John 14:2. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? So apparently, heaven is a big, big house of sorts that's always under construction with pictures of God everywhere. So many pictures of God, it seems like you can't swing a dead cat without hearing something with God's picture on it. Considering that this is supposed to be the omnipotent, all-powerful, benevolent ruler of all the universe, to always see his face sounds a little Kim Jong-un to me. But the really lengthy, detailed description of heaven, straight from the Bible, is only at the end of the book, in Revelations. And there are 2 versions of heaven. One is before the Holy War, in Revelations 4:1 to 5:14. I won't read it because that will make this video too long. But basically, according to the King James Version, heaven is described as a vast throne room with a man seated at the throne. There's a lion creature, a bull creature, a man creature, and an eagle creature, with many, 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 many eyes all over their bodies, singing praises to the guy on the throne. Quote, day and night they never stop singing, unquote. Also, there are 24 elders wearing crowns, sitting on thrones, and whenever the creatures give praise to the man on the main throne, which is basically all the time, they throw their crowns on the ground, prostrate themselves, and sing along. This is heaven? This is the paradise every Christian is working towards. Sounds awful. Well, to be fair, that's heaven before the big holy war. And by the way, I did not mention that the only being who's pure enough to start this holy war is a dead lamb with severed eye. Anyway, this is heaven before the holy war. And when I say holy war, I actually mean holy massacre. Because God pretty much is a prick and just goes on the worst mass murder spree ever. His army consists of 440,000 male virgins only. But he tortures and kills innocent people and children and women, he says that specifically, for lying, for being sexually active, for being filthy, or for not believing in him. He tortures, punishes, and throws most everyone into hell. The end result of this holy massacre is heaven reintroduced, and it's reintroduced as something different in Revelations 20:11 to 22:15. Basically, heaven is an enclosed city, 1,500 miles square, with 12 gates made of precious stones and pearls. Inside the city, made of gold, filled with riches from kings of countries who've lost that war. There will be some trees surrounding a river that leads to God and the undead lamb. The trees will bear fruit continuously. There is no night, no day, for God and the undead lamb provide light. There will be no tears. There's no crying in heaven. No death, no pain, the name of God tattooed on everyone's forehead, and the only thing the people do there is worship that one person and his assistant. Heaven sounds horrible. No day, no night, no sun, no stars, no interaction, no comedy, no babies, no talking, no medicine, no falling in love, no trips, no exploring, no sex, no chocolate. Nothing. Nothing but worship God and his assistant. To paraphrase Douglas Adams, that's some strange usage of the word paradise that I wasn't previously aware of. This is the goal? Really? You know what paradise is for me? Earth. Here. Life. Yes, the bad times as well as the good times. This is heaven. There's so much wonder and beauty in this universe. How the universe works is more beautiful and wondrous than any miracle. Also, we humans are extremely wonderful beings. We really are. I feel sorry for people who think we're a horrible species and evil at heart. I agree there's a few rotten people out in the bunch, and we are not perfect, to be sure. As humans, we are a mix of good and bad. But for the most part, I see most humans doing what they think is best, not just for themselves, but for everyone. And we do such amazing stuff. The technology we discovered, the history we've built, the art we've made, the beauty we've created, the sound, sight, taste, movement, architecture, the discoveries we've made in astronomy, particle physics, mathematics, psychology, biology, chemistry, things from the tiniest Higgs boson particle to the largest galaxies 3.5 billion light years away. And we are always learning more. We reach out to help each other, support each other. We love, we trust, and every moment alive, every moment we survive as a species, we grow and learn. We humans are part of this universe. The universe is amazing, and so are we. Who needs heaven? Especially the heaven described in the Bible, the one every Christian faith is trying to get to. Heaven is right here. More than any heaven can give a human being, we can give experience and knowledge to pass to others. So enjoy your one turn here. Do something to someone to make their turn better and or easier and or more enjoyable. That's what life is. Everyone alive struggled to get here. Every moment is a struggle to continue, but that struggle is what makes life worthwhile. Not the mindless singing to a deity for all eternity, but active, living, struggling, experience, learning, interacting with others. Yes, the failures can hurt, but you can learn and grow from failure. On the other side of that coin, there's exhilaration from victory, of laughter, the awe of experience or learning something, of accomplishment, of even making a small positive difference in someone's life. This is life. This is heaven. So don't ever threaten me of not going to heaven because I'm an atheist. Heaven, if it existed, is vastly overrated. To me, heaven sounds like another version of hell. I'd rather have a full life with all my experience and have it end rather than have a full life with all my experience and spend eternity singing to a deity knowing I could never have my real life again. So, thank you, Pope Francis, for the offer, but no thank you. To Reverend Rosica, I don't care what you say. Heaven doesn't exist, and even if it did, I wouldn't want to be there anyways.